As you already know, Apple just launched their first product with the M2 chip, and it is the MacBook Pro M2. But let's see in this video if it's worth it or maybe not. Hey, what's up? It's always me, Johnny, and welcome to my new video. So today we're gonna talk about the new MacBook Pro with the M2 chip. And I just want to say that I don't have the device right here with me because I have already my 13 inches MacBook Pro with the M1 chip from 2020. And also I have my MacBook Pro 14 inches with the M1 Pro chip from 2021. So I didn't need any more MacBooks in my studio, but I decided to do this video just to clarify something because maybe someone it is undecided to buy the new MacBook Pro with the newest chipset, or maybe just to buy the older generation. Long story short, in my opinion, I think you shouldn't buy the new MacBook Pro with the M2 chip, just because here in Europe, the price it is starting from around 1700 euros. That it is a lot. And actually it is exactly the price that I paid for my M1 Pro chip. So the MacBook Pro 14 inches, and I paid for that just 1700 euros. Just for that, I can just end the video right here and say, just buy that, wait for any good deals and buy the M1 Pro because it is a lot better. You can search for a lot of benchmark, but it is superior in pretty much any field. But I want to tell you more and explain why you shouldn't buy that newest MacBook Pro. First of all, it is the same chassis, the same display, the same keyboard. You have still also a touch bar, and it is the same from the MacBook Pro that I have right here, so the 13 inches, and it's the same from the MacBook Pro from the year before. And that wouldn't be a problem if the price wasn't that high, because you still find yourself with an old MacBook, we can say, because I mean, yes, it is a MacBook Pro, and for someone it is useful because it still have a touch bar. I like it myself, but you still have this MacBook Pro that has only 2 USB-C ports. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to buy a MacBook with that price and only 2 USB-C ports. Also, you still have the old screen with big bezels, and it feels like very, very old, especially if you compare to the newest MacBook Pro 14 inches or maybe 16 inches. And also the performance, I mean, yes, they are improved, but the difference, it is not that much from the older version. Also, I saw that inside you have only one SSD if you take the base model, so the 256 gigabytes, and that SSD, it is much slower than the older models, and I think that it is pretty much ridiculous. And also in a few weeks, if you want to get like a new device with the M2 chip, we should get the newest MacBook Air that I think are great. And also you have more option to choose, like from colors and other stuff that will have new chassis, and MagSafe, you should have more ports. That's pretty much no brain to get this MacBook Pro, because the MacBook Air actually can be like more pro than the Pro itself, because it has more ports, more usable ports. It does have a better screen. It should have probably better speaker, so it doesn't make sense. Only because this one has a fan inside, and so it can sustain like more heavy workloads in time. And also because it does have a very, very good battery life. And I think it's one of the best on the market, but only for these two things, I think it is not worth it to buy this new MacBook Pro. And if you want to spend all of that money, I mean, just buy the MacBook Pro 14 inches because it's a real MacBook Pro. You have a lot of ports, you have a nice screen. It's a very, very nice screen with ProMotion, and also it does have very good battery life. And of course it does have more performance if you have to do like heavy workloads, maybe video editing, photo editing. So it is just marketing strategy from Apple, because yes, you can see a new product with a new chip and you are tempted to buy it because I mean, it is the newest version of MacBook Pro. But at the same time, if you have a little bit of experience on this field, you do like a little bit of research, and you find out that it is not that good. And so you're asking yourself, so why they did that? What is the marketing strategy? And it is simple. As I said in the beginning, for that price, just a little bit more, I just got my 14 inches MacBook Pro. That's pretty much it. I mean, they do give you some options But in that case, you will not buy the M1 Pro because I mean, it's outdated and there's no much of a price difference, but with much probability, you will buy the 14 inches MacBook Pro. And that is very simple marketing strategy because Apple just lets you spend like a little bit more because the price differences are just very little just for this reason. So you will always buy the most expensive one because I mean, that's the point. You just think about it and say, yeah, let me spend like a little bit more, but in that way, I just get more performance and more of other stuff. That's pretty much it. And they have very easy profit. I mean, I think that's the reason because there is no way that Apple just released a new product with an old chassis and everything pretty much it is old. The only thing that is changed, it is the chipset inside that I think it is not worth it. So what is your opinion about this new MacBook Pro? I am curious to hear. Let me know it, of course, down below in the comments. And if you have to choose between this new MacBook Pro and the newest MacBook Air, what will you choose? And what is the best for you? Let me know it, of course, down below in the comments. And then, if you like this video, just hit a like button down below. It's free. And also subscribe because it's free too. And I think that's pretty much it. And as always, thank you for watching this video and I will see you in my next one. Bye for now.